All right, guys. Oh, look at you. Good shape. We are down here now with puppy Sienna for our week 1 video recap for our Stay and Train program. What are you doing, little mama? You're outside. Yeah, you ready to go? Chase and Sienna really love the flirt pole. I think all the puppies in this litter really like the flirt pole. But I feel like Chase and Sienna like really love the flirt pole. Yeah, good girl. Get it, get it. So I'm just going to go through some housekeeping before we get started here. Why do you guys always want to bring it in your potty box? When you registered for the program, you got your confirmation email. There's some resources in there, so make sure that you've looked at it if you haven't already. There's the link to watch your videos, these video recaps on my YouTube channel. There's also a link in there that will take you to one of our web pages that has a lot of resources for you guys for the Stay and Train program, some handouts, and then also your video library. So as you can imagine, we've got a lot of puppies that we work through, and you know, I just can't talk and talk and talk every single video, explain every single thing that I'm doing and why. So I made a nice video library. So make sure that you watch the week 1 videos. After you watch your puppy's video, it's going to make a lot of the behaviors that I'm teaching kind of make a little bit more sense, okay? And you can certainly watch ahead as well, but just make sure that you do watch those videos maybe before your puppy comes home, so then that way you know how we train the behaviors, why, and how you can keep working with your pups at home, okay? So spend a lot of time on that. Please take advantage of it. All right, Sienna, what are you doing? So we're going to be working with food, and I'm just using the cheese today. We also have the Vital Essentials up here. You know, it really just kind of depends on like what kind of a mood the puppies are in. So today I'm going to be using the cheese. Chase said he was into that more than the Vital Essentials. Are you going to give this to me so that we can show you off and get started? So I'm going to show you all the things we've been working on in week 1 with these little babies, and then it's really fun to watch how we build on the behaviors each week from there, okay? So remember, these are little babies. They're only 9 weeks old, okay? So we're working on foundations in week 1. Ooh, can I have that? Can I have that? Yeah, you got pretty good grip on there. Oh, Sienna likes to play tug. I love this, the flirt pole, because, you know, makes it easy, especially with a dog that's like so little, to play with them, you know? Okay, can I have that? What do you think? Thank you. We'll pull it back out. We'll take little play breaks in between our behaviors, okay? So I'm going to grab my food. I'm going to grab my clicker. I'm going to start by charging the clicker. Watch your videos in the video library. It's going to make the clicker make more sense, okay? All right, so we're going to just start by charging that clicker. Click, and I hand the puppy a treat. Oh, yummy. Get it, get it, get it. Good girl. Super. In week 1, maybe I'll charge the clicker like 3 to 5 times before I get started. In subsequent weeks, I'm really not charging it as much anymore. Maybe a little bit just to get them primed, but in week 1, I just want them to understand what the clicker means. But they hear it, and I give them a cookie. Right? Good girl. All right, so now we're going to work on following a food lure. We need to teach our puppies how to do this. So I'm going to take the cookie, the food, whatever I'm using, in this case it's cheese. I'm going to hold it against a flat palm like this, and I put my thumb over it like this. Okay, then I show it to the puppy like this. That way I'm not holding it like this, and the puppy is not biting my fingers, okay? So I'm showing her that I have the food in my hand. She's licking it. She's connected. I move her. I mark that. I feed her the cookie. Oh, yummy. I got more. Good. So all these things we're going to do maybe a few times in a row, okay? Go back and forth between both hands. Super dog. Look at you. We can also pair this following a food lure with her name. Sienna. Good. So we start to teach the puppy what their name is. They're like the tiniest pieces. Good girl, Sienna. Super dog. Do that one more time. What do you think? Where is it? Sienna. Good. So you see she's connected to my hand that whole time. All right. And then another thing that we teach in week 1 is the release word or the reset cookie. You might hear me use those 2 terms interchangeably, okay? Basically, it just means I'm going to toss a cookie and you're allowed to go after it and eat it, but I put it on cue, okay? You'll see how we use the word for the other behaviors in a minute here. I'm just gonna show her that I have the food. Okay. And I just throw it on the ground. Okay. Sometimes it's hard for them to find it initially. Good girl, you got it. Ready? Okay. Use your nose. Where is it? Okay. Good girl. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Well, I dropped one. Not that one. Okay. Oh, super dog. Let's do one more. Okay. You hit it with your tail. Oh my god. Right there. Okay. Now it's mush. I'm going to have to give you a different one. Okay. So this is why I put this on cue, because she's following my hand. The dogs learn very quickly, you have food in your hand, I want to follow it. I want them to know that when I say okay, it means I'm going to throw the food on the ground. And you can see for her, she's she still kind of hasn't really grasped that. She's like, oh, I'm kind of following your hand, but then you take your hand away from the ground, so I'm still trying to follow your hand. Which is fine, they'll get it. Good girl. So we're going to take a little play break. Again, these are tiny little babies. We just did 3 things in a row. So now let's play with our toy a little bit. Oh, Sienna loves the flirt pole. The other reason I love a flirt pole is because I can just stand here. I don't have to get down on the ground. I got a bum knee. It's healing. I'm in PT right now. So the less I can have to get down and get back up again, the better for me. So flirt poles are great because I can play and engage with the puppy and I don't have to be like crawling around on the ground. What are you doing? You can still, you know, pat him and everything. Yeah, good girl. Wow, you got good grip. Look at you, puppy. Wow, super dog. When you play tug with your puppy, whoop, we don't really want to like lift them off the ground, okay? So I kind of tugged there with her a little bit. Her feet came like a tiny centimeter off the ground, but I'm not trying to like pick the fish up like, or pick the dog up like a fish out of water, okay? We don't want to cause injury to the dog. All right, let's go on to the next set of things here. So we're gonna practice now a hand target. It's gonna look similar to following the food lure. Let me show you the food lure again. So this is where she's connected to my hand. You see how she's licking my hand the whole time? Good girl. The food lure, the hand target, I'm gonna disconnect from the puppy. And then when she reconnects, that's when I click and feed, okay? Sienna, touch. Good girl. We call this touch. Here's a video in your video library. Watch it. Sienna, touch. Super dog. Next week you'll see us do this behavior without the food lure. Sienna, touch. Wow. Good girl. Let's do a different behavior. Let's do the one that everyone teaches their dog right off the bat, which is sit. Okay, let's get her connected to that food lure. Here it is, mama. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Super dog. Okay, and then here's where I use that release cookie. I ask the dog to sit, I mark, I click, but I'm actually feeding the dog 2 or 3 treats in a row before I release them. Sienna, sit. Wow, good girl. Good sit. So there was one. Here's the second one. Oh, she got out of position. Let's get her back into position. That's a good sit. Okay. Okay. There you go. So basically, I'm like working on a little baby sit stay right off the bat. You keep sitting until I say okay. Let's do one more. Where are you? Sit. Super puppy. Good sit. Don't go for that crumb. I got more in my hand. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Okay. Okay. Good job. We did a few sits in a row. All right. Now I'm going to show you the mat. First steps in the mat. The mat is going to turn into like a stay type behavior or place if you're familiar with that. In week 1 though, we just work on with these little babies, just getting them to come over to the mat. What are you sniffing, mama? We're going to play again in a second here. Oh, somebody else's fur. That's silly. There it is. Good. She comes over to the mat. I mark, 4 feet on, feed her a couple of cookies. Okay, release her off. Gonna move the mat. Let's do it again. Get her onto the mat. Yeah, you know what to do. Good girl. Good girl. Feed her a couple of cookies. Sienna, okay. You almost went for it. Okay, right here. Good girl. Super puppy. Do that one more time. Do it over here. Yeah, good girl. Super. Well, that time she laid down. That's nice. Good. Next week, the down will be more of a requirement. If they do it this week, okay, I'll go with it, but it's not required. Right here. Super dog. All right, we did our mat 3 times in a row. She did great with that. Let's play a little bit. Where's your toy? You love it. You love it. Where is it? So we did hand targets, we did sit, we did the first steps in the mat. The mat's a fun one to watch kind of evolve because like that doesn't really look like a stay right now, right? But by week 3 it will. Oh, I stole it from you. You better get it. Another reason why I love a flirt pole is like, look at how much I can make this dog run around while again I'm just standing here. I like a flirt pole for like an outside toy. Puppy from the litter right before these guys, I just did their Zoom lesson on Wednesday, and they were telling me how the puppy likes to, you know, dig in the backyard, and that's a normal puppy behavior. It's obviously something we don't really love, but what I like to do is when I'm out there with my puppy, because you should be out there, right, and they need to be supervised, especially at this age, if they're after they potty, I'm playing with them if we're going to stay out there. So I'm not allowing them, you know, I'll let them explore a little bit, but especially if they start to engage in something like digging, then I'm going to pull out the flirt pole and we're going to play together. Okay? What are you doing? Okay, I'm going to steal that from you again. Can I have it? What do you think? What do you think? Did we make a tray for it? Ooh, what's that? Get your cookie. Good girl. All right. So I think the next thing I'm going to do here is get Sienna dressed in her harness. Her and Chase are the biggest puppies in this litter, so I've got the extra small harness for her. The other puppies are all in the extra small still. So important part of being a puppy is getting socialized to different types of gear or things, right? So this particular harness is a step-in style harness. I believe Lisa sends them home with you. So as you could see, I just pick the puppy up. I stick their front feet in first. Then I do the Velcro here. Then I do the snaps. And now your puppy's dressed with no fuss, okay? Put her down. Every once in a while, they might wiggle a little bit while you're holding them, getting them dressed. So far, these puppies have all been really good with the getting dressed process. That's normal. I usually just hold still until they stop fussing, and then I'll keep going to get them dressed. I don't put them down. I don't want the puppy to learn that fighting me gets you out of the thing that you don't want, because they need to learn to wear their harnesses. Right? So now that she's got her little harness on, again, these puppies are pretty good. Look, she's moving and grooving just fine. She's like, I don't care that this is on me. Sometimes they act like they're wearing a straitjacket. It's kind of comical initially. Okay. You find it. You find that okay cookie. It's right there. Good girl. Okay. So another thing that I started doing in week 1, so there's not really a video for this, but next week we work on sending them into their crates. But sometimes if there's not, yeah, good girl, like bedding or something in the crate pan, some dogs are a little like, oh, this is a weird surface. Okay. So I like to just kind of have them walk across a different surface type and just get used to that. So she comes in, and just like the mat, I could click and then set a cookie in there. Okay. Okay. And you'll see how we'll do this next week with the actual crate. She's looking for it. There you go. Good girl. So I'm not like saying anything right now, because next week I'll put it on cue with the crate. Yeah, good girl. Sienna. Do one more with this. Good girl. Yeah, super dog. Okay. Great. All right, so another thing that we want to socialize the puppies to is different types of handling. We do this with all puppies, but then especially puppies that are going to need a lifetime of grooming. We definitely want to make sure that they're comfortable being handled, yes, in all different ways, okay? So now I'm going to put the clicker aside for a second because I need both my hands, and I'm just going to say yes before I give the puppy a treat, okay? So usually just start by petting, like all the way, like from head all the way through tail, yes. And I'll give the puppy a treat for that. I'm just making sure that they're okay with being handled. And we've been doing this with the puppies all week, so they were all doing really good with this. But I'll just show you from where we start. Okay, just refilling on some food. These all stick together, so I gotta. Are you looking for crumbs too? Here, it's in my hand. Good girl. Okay, so from there, then we can start to handle specific body parts. Yes. So you see I'm handling an ear, other ear, yes. Massaging that ear canal a little bit. We can also do this with their feet. Yes. There's a front foot, super dog. Let's do the other front foot. Yes. So once I handle the body part, I mark yes, I give a cookie, I let go. All right, we could do back feet, but I want her standing. Yes. So hand under the belly like this. This is a type of restraint that they're gonna do at the vet, at the groomer. Everyone teaches their puppies to sit, but we actually want them standing a lot of times in those settings for some of the things that we're doing. I feel like she's starting to get full. Come here, Mama, it's the last thing we're doing. Yeah, it's the last thing we're doing. So you could do the same with back feet, yes. And tail. Yes. Now I'm not pulling on her ears, I'm not pulling on her tail, I'm just gently manipulating them, gently massaging them. Okay. Just so that she gets used to specific handling of all these different specific body parts, a little bit of restraint by having my hand come underneath her belly like that and hold her up into the stand position. Okay, get that. I'm gonna get that last one right there. All right, super girl. That's everything that we had today, which is perfect timing because I think that she is full. With their harnesses on, you can also play with them a little bit too. Sometimes that's good way to get them used to their harness, but she's like fine with her harness. She doesn't care. She loves this portfolio. Good girl. All right, so yeah, review your confirmation email, everything that's in there, your resources, everything. We will get in touch with you guys to schedule your Zooms for after they go home. I used to have a code that you could put in for your discount, but no one was doing it, and I kept having to issue refunds, and I'm sick of doing that. So you can reach out to us, or we'll probably reach out to you guys to get those Zoom lessons booked before or after your puppies go home, okay? Any questions, just respond to that email. All right, Mama. We will see you guys for week 2.